Hello there, cheeky potatoes, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Raisa if you're new to the channel, which you probably are. So I'm going to talk about my sort of fitness journey and transformation. But to start, I think I will talk about um, when I was younger, and I've always been a little bit chubby. So I was never like a really skinny person that went fat and then wanted to lose weight and go to the gym, or I wasn't like 100 stone and wanted to get to like just a normal size. I've always been a little bit chubby anyway, and yeah, I never really did sports or anything like that because um yeah, I'm Asian, so when you're Asian, when you're little, your parents kind of just want you to sit at other people's houses and sit still. And if you do get up, then you'll be in trouble. So it's a lot of sitting at other people's houses. So you're not um, ever really wanted, like my parents or any other Asian people when I was younger, I'm 23 now, didn't really want you to exercise or anything like that. And um, there's not many Asian people that I know that ever went to the gym or did sports, or not any of the people that I knew. So also at school in PE, I always tried really hard, but I've always struggled a lot with PE, and I have dyspraxia, so I think the main reason for that is that I find it hard to like catch and throw. And for other things like running, I've actually got a lot of problems with my legs at the moment, so I'm doing a lot of corrective exercises for that. So it means that right now I can't do any squats heavy. So I'm just working on like heavy deadlifts instead. The only exercise that I ever did was walking. So ever since I can remember as well, I've always had a belly as well. So I think that's just my fat distribution. There, my genetics, my really lucky genetics. So when I was at school as well, I was never really bullied about being a bit chubby, but when you're Asian and those sorts of people, they just kind of call you fat anyway. Um, so yeah, it never really bothered me. I don't think I was like humongous or anything like that, but I just wasn't very fit. So the first time I probably lost a bit of weight was when I actually finished secondary school, and my parents had bought an exercise bike, so I just thought that I would go on that every day. I did about 20 minutes for a while. Before that, and even at that time, I've always ate like a bit healthier foods because I'm quite fussy with the food that I do eat. But when I was a lot younger, I was eating things like jacket potatoes and not a lot of protein because I've never really ate meat, or I didn't really used to eat any tuna. I was really, really fussy when I was a child. I wouldn't even eat like tomato sauce on pasta, but now I eat like a lot more different things, but I'm still quite fussy now. Yeah, I couldn't swim when I was a child, or I couldn't ride bike, so I didn't do any of that. I didn't go out to play really. Sometimes we would go to the park, and then I didn't go on the exercise bike anymore because it doesn't look very nice when you lose all of like your areas that you want to look like. If you have a pancake bum, you kind of don't want a pancake bum. And I didn't really, I started college anyway, so I was a bit busier to go on the exercise bike all the time. So after college had finished, I'd gone to uni and I studied biomedical science. After the first 2 years, I would probably say, yeah, I still wasn't doing really any exercise apart from walking. And after my second year, I got a placement to go abroad to Germany, and every single time I would come home to England, there was a lot of food there that was like not really vegetarian friendly, and like the supermarkets there, I just found the choice really limited, and yeah, so I would when I got there first. I was just eating like cottage cheese. I would just take pots of cottage cheese with me to uni for snacks. I didn't have an oven. I had a microwave. We had a microwave in the apartment and like an electric hob. So it wasn't even at home. There's a gas hob, and I just find that a lot better to cook with. So yeah, I found the food really salty as well. Like I would just have mostly like fruits and vegetables and eggs and rye bread and cottage cheese. Um, but then, yeah, I had to eat out maybe a little bit more, like buy pizza or something like that. It was just hard. So every time I was coming back to England, I would just kind of eat what I wanted because obviously there's an oven at home, there's a lot more choice in the supermarkets here, and yeah, I would just eat that. And while I was in Germany, I was going on public transport a lot, and at home, it's mostly that I get driven at the time everywhere. So, and then after placement had finished, I had come back to England. I was meant to go back to uni, so I was just chilling a bit. I missed all of my friends from placement, and yeah, I was just being really bored at home, just eating, not really doing anything. But my mum finally said that I'm allowed to join the gym when I get back to uni. So then I had other issues with uni, so I did a year called Repeat Without Attendance. And I decided while I was on placement, um, I I thought I wanted to go swimming, and I didn't know how to swim, and if I could, then that could have made I could have done that while I was there to swim. So I decided to check about swimming lessons online, and they were they weren't as expensive as I actually thought they would be. And it October I was doing swimming lessons, and around the same time I was on the internet looking for, I think it was fireworks displays, and this was on like the council website, and I found that you could actually get free bike riding lessons. So at bike riding lessons they have like bicycles, because I didn't have my own bicycle at home. My parents couldn't ride a bike, so I joined up to the gym in November. On the first time that you're there, they also test out like your sort of fitness level. So they did like, I think I went on the treadmill for a few minutes, and even like the speed I do now, that's like a warm up. That was like, like, do you know if you feel like you're dying? Not dying, but I did struggle a bit with that. But also on your assessment when you have that first, um, they do this thing called a Boditrax. There might be a graph that I can put up that shows you where I started at. But the first scan, I lost 5 kilos of fat, and I think it was 1 kilo of muscle that I put on. So yeah, but when I actually originally started the gym, I actually had quite a high muscle content. So there's like a little physique grid, and it wasn't on obese, but it was on solid build, I think, yeah. Um, so I'll try and get that onto the screen. So this part is the overall, like the overall part of my results, and I actually started with the lowest metabolic rate, like efficiency. But I've had quite a few, so it's good because I'm able to like compare and see like where my muscles gone up or where it's gone down, because it's consistent. But and then you go back for another appointment, and they give me the rest of my exercises. So I'm not the sort of person, I like to try hard at everything. So when I was given these exercises, like normally I hated sports at school, but this is like just your own thing. It's so that you can get better at something. So yeah, I was quite excited to try out new exercises and just things that, like, you get shown the exercises properly as well, and if it's free then why not? Like the gym membership then was only like £99. Like, what a bargain for the whole year. So a lot of people actually don't take the option to get a trainer, but I did. And yeah, ever since then I've not really ever missed like a gym session unless it's like been exams and I've been really too busy. But I just enjoyed it. And 6 months into starting the gym, so at the beginning I wasn't tracking my macros or anything like that, and then I 6 months into the gym, my old trainer was going to leave anyway, so I got a new one, and then I started to lose muscle on the first scan that I had with him. So I asked him, like, why am I losing muscle? And he said that I wasn't eating enough proteins, but I still wasn't tracking my macros. So I carried on doing the exercises, and yeah, I was doing well at them. I wouldn't do any classes at the time, but I did want to maybe try yoga just because I never knew what it was like. But I hated dance at school, so I wanted to like, I don't know, I thought, oh, maybe it will be a bit like dance, or I thought, oh, it might be for hippies, or I just didn't have a clue about what yoga was. So yeah, I carried on going to the gym, and but I did have a lot of issues with my legs, and my knees started to get quite painful. So yeah, there's a lot of exercises that I couldn't do for my legs then, or that I had to just stop doing. So I started to get stronger a bit, and I was still doing swimming lessons until about May time, I think, or March. I actually picked up swimming quite easily, and the lady that was teaching me, called Penny, she said, like, because it was adult swimming lessons, she said, can you help out with the lessons, because the other people that were being taught at the time liked me being there. So yeah, she said, can you help teach them? So I helped do that, and that was quite cool. And I did that until about October time, until I went back to my final year of uni. And at the same time, I was going to the gym 3 times a week with full body workouts, all resistance with like interval cardio, and I was going on the treadmill, but I had to change from the treadmill to the watt bike. But yeah, I was doing all of that, and then I went onto YouTube and started watching the first one. I think there weren't as many people then. I never heard of like Nikki Blackett, I never knew who all of these were. I think I googled something about what you would take to the gym, or stuff about beginners stuff for the gym. And the first person that I ever watched on YouTube was Xana, but I didn't ever watch, like, I think there wasn't even, I don't think she had a lot of videos up at the time, so I just watched a few of those, but didn't go back to it again for a while. So then I carried on at the gym. I wanted to learn more about exercises, and because I do study science, I wanted to know like what all of these exercises were doing for me, and I was always trying to like eat the correct foods. Like I bought do you know the little Yazoo milkshakes? I actually bought those because I read that chocolate milk was really good for you after the gym, so I bought those, and I would buy them, like the mini ones, and drink them after the gym. I only started buying protein powder when I got my new trainer, when he said that I would need to up my protein. And because that's not something that I really wanted to do, because I didn't have a clue about what it was. So I started to do a lot more research on protein, and then again I went back onto YouTube. On Xana's channel there was someone called, she was doing like a collaboration video with Ellie Darby, who I watch all of the videos of now, or did start watching since then. I just went onto her channel one time and thought I would check her out because she was on the collaboration video, and she was doing something called prep. It's just what bodybuilders do and how they get ready for competitions. And so she was eating like specific amounts of protein and carbohydrates and fats, and I still didn't have a clue what macros were. So then I carried on watching the videos and looking at the food that she was eating. And then after a while I decided to just try and track down my protein, because again sometimes I would lose a bit of muscle on my scans, and after doing a lot of research as well, it just helps you lose fat as well to eat protein. It actually burns, I think 30% of calories are burned by digesting protein. Then I started tracking my macros. So first I started by putting them on maintenance calories and just tracking what I was normally eating without changing it to that. And then only a few months ago I started properly really trying to get the protein in after talking to my trainer again, but my trainer changed my exercises more to like strength workouts, and at the moment I'm doing like my 30 kettlebell swings, single-handed ones on each side, so that's more like my explosive movements that I'm doing. I started adding in mini workouts, and like now I do my speed intervals, like my cardio intervals, on 2 separate days. And then on the other days when I do my full body workouts, I can choose if I want to add cardio on top of that. So I went from someone that had never done any like exercises in their life apart from PE and being really bad at it, to someone that would be just really enjoy the gym and getting stronger and learning about new exercises and just learning so many things. And I actually started watching more YouTubers and looking at what they were eating to get the protein in it. So thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video then please give it a like and subscribe and press the bell notification icon. I said it right this time. If you want to see any more videos from me, and if you have any questions, then please comment in the comment section down below. And also I've got some other videos on some bargain hacks that I've got, or some little fitness foodie hacks, and I've got a gym motivation tips video if you're new to the gym, or if you just need some motivation for the gym basically. So thank you for watching.